EverWrought, a world born from the clash of two gods and the dreams of a third. A world whose very nature bears witness to the contradictions of its origins. The island of promise is itself a paradox, a dismal swamp with a misleadingly merry moniker. Promise has always been considered inconsequential and remained untouched while wars have raged around it. There was a time when the dank chill of the surrounding swamp was the worst foe to be faced on Promise, and a good tavern brawl would soon fix that. But now, everything is about to change. Little does anyone know. Promise is about to become the battleground upon which the fates of the entire world will be decided. In a graveyard cresting a crooked hill, zombies are beginning to rise, and skeletons starting to roam. Malevolent swamp dryads wait to ambush those foolish enough to venture deeper into the swamp. And at the deepest, darkest heart of the island, a necromancer works black magic in the shadow of the Tree of Screams. But don't take my word for it. Discover for yourself the perils of Promise.
When we started Tall Tale Studios, we had one vision for our team, and that was to make games better. We were all avid gamers, and we wanted to create content that we wanted to purchase. And so, as we were working on EverWrought, we knew we had to create a rich and detailed story, but we also wanted to make it generic enough so that you could tease it into your own adventures with your friends. But if you were going to start a new group or already starting a new adventure, we wanted to create a content that was rich and detailed so you could enjoy that too. And that's what we've brought to you. Everything in one box, from the adventures and maps to the miniatures. And we wanted to use the latest in 3D scanning and 3D printing so that you could have the latest technology to create these awesome miniatures.
So, our story takes place in a tiny island nation caught between two huge continents engaged in a never-ending war. Promise is basically one massive swamp with hardly a dry inch to be found. And to cope with this, the inhabitants build their structures high up on stilts, with elevated wooden walkways to serve as streets and pathways. The town winds its way around these tall, brittle, moss-draped trees. There is one small dry hill, but the locals believe it's cursed, and they only inter poor drowned souls from shipwrecks there. It is when the dead begin to rise that our adventure begins. Promise is just one small part of the much larger world of mythology we built for you, and we hope to have the chance to share all of it with you guys because we've really had a blast building it.
So when we decided to build our minis, we needed to put a lot of detail into a relatively small amount of space. So we had to come up with a new process in order to do that. And as Kevin said, we used the 3D printing and 3D scanning in order to do that. So we build large models out of clay, then scan them with the 3D scanner, put them in the computer, and enhance them and manipulate them in ways we never could before. Then we shrink them down and print them out, and that gives us an incredible level of detail.
So what's in the box? It should be everything you'll need to run our campaign. This will include a full-color book, maps, and of course several miniatures. We're trying to build this through crowdfunding and let you guys decide how massive this world is going to be, so please check the reward levels below. You'll have the opportunity to unlock rewards like upping the mini count in the 4 boxes or getting foreign language translations done. We've also come up with a list of add-ons that will give you even more options for enhancing your gameplay. For example, just like we know how frustrating it is to play with the paper minis, we also know how disappointing it is to make a successful attack and not see any real change when the monsters are bloodied. That's why we're offering the bloody add-ons, which will be basically bloodied versions of the miniatures already included in your box. That's just one of the many add-on options though, so please check out the rest below.
We hope you can tell by the way we engineered this game that we're very, very happy makers, and we love building things for all sorts of people that have a more technical mind. And for those of you, we have a section in the back with more Arduino projects, things to do with flash paperware legally available and some other gimmicks that can really enhance your game and make it a lot of fun for you and your friends. But we also wanted to contribute to the open source 3D world by creating libraries for you guys to download, manipulate, and to share with your friends. And while we realize most of you don't have 3D printers, we can certainly direct you some really great programs that can allow you to print via the internet.
We love what we do, and we'd really appreciate the opportunity to continue making amazing games, but we can't do it without your help. So please check out the tier levels, rewards, and add-ons, and pledge what you can. Also, please share our campaign via Facebook, Twitter, and all the other social media outlets. Thanks for listening.
Please send money.
Please.
We
Now.
need your
this.
help,
We wanna
or we
keep
have to go
doing
back to
this.
real jobs. And we
Baby,
don't like real
yeah.
jobs. We like what we do now.
I got a car payment and a house.
We all have houses and cars. We want to make games to pay for those
I
things.
still
Please
owe
help
a lot of
us.
money.
And we also want to give you games.
Child support.